Hi friends, it's Gloria from Golden Bucket Farm. I'm the Jersey Lady 1 here on YouTube, and today I'm sharing a set of 9 artists trading coins as opposed to trading cards that I made recently. I had them on my Instagram and somebody said, "Oh, you're going to do a video, right?" So, yeah, of course, I was planning to. Um, these are really fun, yeah, to use as little embellishments for yourself, or to put into Happy Mail, or just to trade with other crafters. I started this project by cutting out for each one 2 circles from a cereal box. So that makes the stiffness that you need, and then I covered each side with white cardstock. This set, I used all the same paper for the backgrounds, and this one is one of my handmade or homemade pattern papers. I really love to make these. This is from Deli Wrap, and I cover it first with gesso. Okay, and a little brush. It gives it a look almost of linen, and it feels almost like wallpaper. Yeah, I do the front and the back side, and then it dries quickly, and then I go ahead and decorate. This was different foam stamps that I have made from, well, yeah, I made those and put them on jar lids and stuff, and acrylic paints, and I guess some just little dots of different nail polish, actually, some glitter and some like burgundy and some green. Okay, so that's the background that I used on each one. And when I make a set of these, to help me not to have to think so hard, I have a formula or a recipe. And so my recipe for this set was that I had a focal point, I had a sentiment, I used some sequins for a little bit of sparkle, and then some kind of an accent piece. In this case, it was a little bit of paper lace that I made from Martha Stewart, a Martha Stewart punch. Okay, I'm just making a video, Daddy and Doggy. So this sentiment I printed out on my printer, thinking of you. Oh, and I went along the edges because I just thought it needed a little defining to go along the edge with gesso on each one too. And to cover up the kind of cardboardy look of the cereal boxes, I took some white ink and just sort of rolled my circles on the white ink pad, and that took care of that. So okay, so that was the first one. The only I should say I made these the same width as regular ATC cards, which is 2.5 inches. They're usually 2.5 by 3.5, and I made sure that they would fit into what is this? The page protector. Just a minute, I need to shut the door. My husband's turned the TV on. There we go. Okay. You want to be sure that they still are able to slide in case somebody is collecting these. You know, you're trading with somebody, that they'll be able to have a standard size, and they will fit into the little protector if that's what they use. Okay. This one I used a God Bless off a birthday card. The little focal point is a little die cut from, Oh, you remember Can Company used to have those borders? Oh, I miss those. I don't think they're even around, Can Company anymore. So I have some of those little ones left, and this little card I use a lot with an inked edge. They come from these little Sizzix dies. They're both just real handy. This one is a good size for tags, and this one is a good size on for the sentiment on cards. And the big piece that I used, the accent piece, was on this one an embroidered flower applique that I put some little bit of glitter on the edges. Okay. This one, my whole point in doing this video, I guess I should have said, is to show that you don't need anything special or a whole lot of stuff. As long as you have kind of like a formula or a recipe in your head, then you just plug in different elements, and it makes your set of cards cohesive. And they really, when you put them into the page protector, they really make a nice display too. This one I have a fussy cut. Oh, I've hoarded this paper for so long. This is one of Jody Lee designs she did for Prima. This is the Divine collection, and I fussy cut the lady, used her as my as an image there. This little element is a rosette made from crepe paper. I cut that in half so that it would be smallish size, and works just well. Just give it a little click with a tiny, what is it, tiny attacher or whatever, that little staple thing, to hold it together. This little sentiment I made myself, and it was just a little bit too bright, I thought. And so I just swooshed the white ink pad over it. It just toned it down a little bit, and it worked out perfectly. Here we have Hello. That's again a sentiment that I made on my printer. The little fabric piece is a bow that I made from my Hug Snug seam binding. And the focal point is a rose that I fussy cut, and I don't think you can see that maybe, but I went over it twice with nail polish, kind of a cheapy knockoff way of instead of using glossy accents so freely. And then this little background piece here is from, and boy, I don't know if somebody can tell me, I bought a whole bunch of dies in a D-stash, and this one is just, I use a lot. Here's what it looks like when it's done. That's really a handy little piece. I have some different sizes and different designs like that, but then I just went on the edge with white gesso. Okay. This little one, the fabric element is a satin bow. I got this sticker from a swap, in a goodie bag from a swap. Just a little fussy cut rose here, of course the sequins. And then the different thing on this one is it says bloom and blossom, and I got those words, ta-da, from an old phone book. Yes. Don't try this method if you don't have a little patience, because they do kind of, you're working with small pieces, but you'd be surprised what kind of words you can find if you just take a little time and look at your phone book. And there actually was someone's name who was Bloom and Blossom, and the word "and" came from Anderson. And so I just glue sticked them down and stuck them down, and I will use, this is the first time I've done the phone book for those kind of words, so sentiments, so I will do that again. This one is a word sweet from a magazine, and I double matted it and then went over the letters with glossy accents and some like sugar glitter and a little coffee cup or teacup. I think that one might have come from the Divine Collection too. Fussy cut that one out. And then the fiber or fabric element is some of this. What do they call it? I got it at Dollar Tree, but I see it everywhere. This is Lion Brand yarn, Fun Fur, and here it is in another. Let me turn it over here. Here it is in another color combination. But it's just neat, kind of like eyelash trim. Yeah. So and I use it on one other one too. I'll show you. So yeah, I guess that's that one. Oh, I don't know if I said on here, on this one, the little butterfly, that's one of those lovely butterflies that came from Dollar Tree. They have them in different colors. I've used up some of the other ones, but I have a few of these goldy coppery color ones left. So these are really nice for $1. This card, I don't know. I got the lady in a swap, in the goodie bag of a swap. Love came from a magazine, and here I used I've done this. I think I talked about it before. I love this crochet thread. It's gold in color, and then it has one strand of like wrapped. And I don't think you're going to be able to see that on camera, but it's a lovely metallic gold. I just use a lot. I really need a new string of it or a new ball of it. And I just put whatever length I want to use into a little tubby thing that I get. I don't know, there's 6 of them in a pack or something from Dollar Tree. Just watered down their Jot school glue and just put the crochet thread in, and then I sort of pull it out over the corner and then just of the container, and then just kind of twirl it around however I want it and sort of pat it down, and boy, it's on there tight, and you get a lot of bang for your buck. You can make a lot of pretty embellishments for not very much using that, and they really are. It's really sturdy. It's not going to come off. Here's another one where I used the phone book. On this one, I used the fabric element was a petal from one of those leis that they have at Dollar Tree. They have little beads and other things in them. I took them apart and just kind of folded it not quite in half, and again used my watered down glue to put it down. It's a little bunny sticker from a swap, and here I wrote hopping by to say hi. And again, I was able to find hopping in the phone book. By, I think, came from Byron. To came from, boy, I forget, but it was somebody's name that started with T-O. Tolliver or something maybe. Say was from Sayer, and High was from Highland, I think. Again, you're working with kind of small pieces. These I did back with white cardstock, put it down on white cardstock and trimmed around it. But really, I think it was just as easy. I thought maybe they'd be easier to handle that way. No, I think it really worked better to just use the piece from the phone book, put it on the glue stick, a couple times with your finger, and put it right down on your piece. I don't think I'd go through the fooling with it to glue it to the cardstock, and then it does give it a little more dimension, I guess. But anyway, so don't throw your phone book away. You can use it for sentiments. And my last piece, this again is a fussy cut piece from it was kind of a little card about, what does it say? There are no mistakes in crafting, just opportunities for embellishment. I cut out the girl, and I used some of this eyelash fun for stuff yarn in the pastel color, and just again used my watered down glue. I didn't put this in there. I just sort of rubbed some on and kind of manipulated my yarn, and then just smoothed it down with my finger, and it's really nice. It can slide in and out of the page protector and not be a worry. And here it's a little bow that I made. I tied that first before I put it into the watered down glue, and then just popped it on the top there. And the sentiment here I typed out on the computer, and it says, "She left beauty wherever she went." And I found that saying on a swap where somebody did an ATC card, and it had that on it. Let me see, who was that? Just I can pull that up and say thank you to them for that. Just a minute. It was ta-da here. Let's see here. Here, it's this one. It's this card right here. And let's see who that is. It was a swap that I did with Scrap the World. This is Love That Paper 215. Love That Paper 215. Thank you very much. That was her ATC card, and that's quite a while ago already. But I just loved that sentiment. She left beauty wherever she went. So I kept the card and recycled the idea of the sentiment for this set. So again, my thought in doing this video is to encourage you to try to make some of these little artist trading coins. They're easy. You don't need very much. You can use up your scraps. And if you have a formula, if you have an idea of how you're going to use your materials, so that I knew that I always wanted to have at least one sequin. I wanted to have some kind of a fabric or special element, a focal point, and a sentiment. And sometimes my formulas are only 2 things. This one had 4, but if you get that in your head, then when you're doing your designing, there isn't so much thinking about it, and your project goes faster and a little more fun than when you're stuck. Okay, well, it's always fun to share with you. I love to see your things. Happy crafting, and see you soon. Ta-ta.